Hello again. This is video 4 of the wrestling figures. Had a few little setbacks getting this one put out. One, I had to get a new camera, and when I did, I realized that this video came out so poorly with the lighting that I actually went and I invested money in a little light up there. And I can use it maybe later on. This video is my WCW and ECW figures. Let's start off ECW first. Before I get too far in, that right there is the newest figure in my collection. That is a Rob Van Dam, which was a Best Buy exclusive. And it even came in this nifty little box right here. Got that from Blade Braxton. Thank you very much, Blade. He found a good home. So that is an ECW Rob Van Dam. You got Terry Funk there with the belt. Even says, I think, heavyweight or hardcore champion on there. I think it's heavyweight or extreme champion. That's a classic Sabu right there. It's the only Sabu with cloth pants. It's one of my favorites. It's a pretty nice figure. Not my most favorite, but a good one. There's Taz. They actually put out a Taz not too long ago with like a t-shirt and pants, but this is like wrestler Taz. I think it's a better figure. Got One Night Stand edition of the Dudleys, Bubba Ray and Devon. It's One Night Stand 2005. I think it's silly that they kept calling it One Night Stand. Now I think it's One Night Only, if I'm not mistaken. It still doesn't make sense. That was a really good pay-per-view. It's too bad they'll never make a Awesome and Tanaka figure set from that match. Got another Taz back here. That is Announcer Taz with Joey Styles. The Joey, you know, his glasses, which I think where most people think of Joey other than, oh my god, or however he would scream that. He does come with them, but he loaned them to the Jim Ross up on top. That is a Chris Jericho. Technically that Chris Jericho there on the left, that is a Best of WCW figure, but I stuck him over there. We got CM Punk right over there. And two of the guys who really summed up ECW back in those days, Tommy Dreamer and the Sandman. Sadly, they get relegated to the back, but they're still here. Got Cactus Jack McFoley with an Al Snow figure. Al Snow comes with the head, the mannequin head. It's pretty cool. Let me pan back here a little bit. Let me just cover that is Abdullah the Butcher and Bam Bam. They were both, again, WCW and ECW guys. You can make your argument as to which side they would belong on. You can have them as either or, because I think they're both pretty famous in either position. There's Balls Mahoney. He was B Mahoney on the package, which I thought was stupid, but that is him. Come up a little bit more. Definitely need to give her some attention. That is Dawn Marie, one of my favorite divas. It's very beautiful, very talented. I wish she would come back to a wrestling promotion, but oh well. Maybe she still will. Who knows? And yes, that is a Chris Benoit figure. That is the second to last Chris Benoit figure they ever made. The last one to come out had yellow pants and came in WrestleMania 23 packaging. It got pulled almost immediately after coming out for obvious reasons. We'll just leave it at that. And then up here we've got Paul Heyman with his hat, and I gave him the mic. Paul Heyman, great guy. Well, I don't know him personally, but I think a lot of people think he's a pretty good guy, at least in the business, as far as what he can do, like, you know, booking storylines, whatever. Let's get into the WCW figures. This, again, I've said it a bunch of times in these videos, but I'm going to say arguably this is another one of those favoritist figures. That is Ric Flair, the black robe with the red boots and the belt. That is an awesome, awesome figure. Really quick, I just want to point out I got a big hole over here. I was hoping to add some more figures to the collection. That was another reason for why this, you know, got delayed as long as it did. I ultimately decided to skip it. I got enough to talk about in this video. You got Arn Anderson, and there is Barry Windham. And directly behind Barry is Tully Blanchard. You will never have an original, you know, Four Horsemen. You got characters who are in the Four Horsemen, but they never made an Ole Anderson. And it's really too bad they didn't. You could have had all four of the original guys, and, you know, a J.J. Dillon would have been cool, but what are you going to do? I think a bigger crime is that they still haven't done a Randy Savage figure, but I don't know. There's Dusty Rhodes. It's arguably one of my favorite Dusty figures, but he isn't very fat, and everyone knows Dusty's kind of a big fat guy. But he's pretty cool. Got the Nasty Boys, Brian Nobs and Jerry Sags. Nasty as they want to be. Take that how you will. And there's a big shadow on Brian Nobs. Try and get him in a better light. That looks a little better. You go to the back there, you got Vader with that big metal mask, the elephant mask that shoots steam, which is really cool. And it does come off. You got Tank Abbott there. I even gave Tank Abbott an old action figure knife. I want, you know, use your history of Tank Abbott's career and wonder why he has a knife. And I was kind of mean to Buff Bagwell in the last video. I was able to get this figure cheap at a KB that was closing, and it helps that at least says NWO on his collar. I don't mind him being in this figure line because there's so many more of them, and more holes were filled prior to his coming aboard, unlike the deluxe line where there's only going to be so many waves before this, you know, this line ends. Really quick before I forget him, that is the Hollywood Blondes, Stunning Steve Austin and Brian Pillman. They already did a regular Brian Pillman, and there's expected to be one more with a Hart Foundation jacket coming out around the end of the year. There's Lex Luger. Moving on Lex, I don't know how good the focus is going to be. And Diamond Dallas Page, right over there. And over here we got Bash at the Beach 96 Hulk, the night he turned heel and the NWO was formed. That is how he was dressed. He's got red pants with these yellow kind of boots on, like cowboy boots I guess you could call them. You come up here, you got Rick Steiner. The jacket, even though it's obviously supposed to be like a Michigan State jacket, doesn't have an M on it, but I guess if you're careful you could put one on. Got Harley Race here. Harley doesn't have a beard, and I think this is supposed to be a Starrcade 83 Harley Race, but no beard, so I don't know if this is supposed to be from a different period of his career, but I know he wore the robe at Starrcade 83. You got Bill Goldberg right here. I think technically this was a WWE era Bill Goldberg, but Bill Goldberg's, you know, one the same. He's the, you know, the big guy in the black trunks, had the spear and jackhammer. And right there, that, I mean, I am not a Hulk Hogan fan, not a big one anyway, but that is Hollywood Hogan, and that is another one of those favorite figures. I got two of my favorite figures right here on the shelf. Got Ric Flair over here, and then you got Hollywood Hogan over here. I wanted to try and get an Eric Bischoff figure so I could have him standing next to Paul there, kind of like the heads of the company on, you know, equal, you know, different sides. And I was trying to get a hold of the Outsiders. They made a Hall and Nash, which I could have slipped in right here, but it wasn't meant to be, I guess. I can still get them, but they just won't appear in this video. I've got one more video coming, and it's going to be a big surprise, so please expect it soon. You all take care out there, and you have a great day. Bye.